Oh, thank God it's Friday. Markets eased into the weekend. The Dow eked out a 0.08% gain, while the S&P 500 fell 0.29%, Nasdaq lost 0.40%, and the Russell 2000 slid 0.55%. Despite today's pullback, the S&P and Nasdaq booked solid weekly gains, and the Russell capped its best week since June. Breadth was negative 1.38 to 1 on both the NYSE and the Nasdaq, with healthcare, real estate, and communication services leading, while financials, tech, and industrials lagged. NYSE volume was 11.47 billion shares, Nasdaq volume 16.61 billion shares. The 2-year yield up 2 basis points to 3.75. The short end rose as stronger retail sales nudged Fed cut expectations lower. The 10-year yield was up 3 basis points to 4.32%. The long end climbed on inflation expectations and curve steepening. The 30-year was up 4 basis points to 4.92%. The dollar index was down 0.41%. The dollar weakened after softer Michigan sentiment offset retail sales strength. The euro was up 0.47%. Euro firmed on relatively stronger Eurozone stability narrative. The pound was also up 0.19% despite lingering UK hiring softness. And the yen was down 0.38% as rate differentials stayed wide. WTI crude down 1.34% on softer demand signals and profit taking. Gold flat at $3,383.20, steady as traders balanced inflation data with firmer yield backdrop. Bitcoin futures down 5%, risk off tone and regulatory overhang weighed on crypto. July retail sales rose 0.5% month over month in line with forecasts, but June's reading was revised sharply higher to 0.9%. The control group, which feeds into GDP, topped estimates at 0.5%. Michigan consumer sentiment fell to 58.6, the weakest since May, with inflation expectations moving higher. Industrial production unexpectedly contracted and import prices jumped 0.4%, suggesting tariffs may be feeding through to costs. The Empire Manufacturing Index beat on stronger new orders, though prices paid ticked higher. Looking ahead, next week's spotlight is Fed Chair Powell's Jackson Hole speech, with markets watching for a shift toward a more dovish stance ahead of the September meeting. Also on deck, we have housing data, PMIs, and more tariff headlines. Today was more about holding ground than breaking records. Weekly gains show underlying resilience, but the Fed's tone next week will decide if this rally gets a second win or hits a wall. So stay disciplined, stay focused, stay profitable. I will see you Sunday for the weekly recap. God bless.